Hey guys, it's Nevaeh, and this is my daughter right here. She's breastfeeding, so if you see this little head and you wonder what's going on, that's what's going on. Okay, maybe she's done. Ooh. Okay, anyways, I've been thinking about this word a lot this week, and the word is self-awareness. Maybe that's 2 words. Anyways, I think it's very important to be self-aware, and I don't think that everybody thinks this way. And so I just thought I'd share why I think it's important for more people to start being self-aware. Whenever I think of a self-aware person, I think of somebody who is very emotionally intelligent, is very intellectual, and understands themselves enough to like be okay with their emotions and get through their emotions, and they could just connect with themselves in a way that not everybody connects with themselves. And just by being around somebody like that, it can help you connect with yourself even more. Anyways, maybe that was a lot at once. Let me break it down. Okay, I feel like a self-aware person is very emotionally intelligent. They're able to tell themselves, okay, I'm feeling mad. What can I do to not feel this anymore? And then you just work yourself through that emotion. Instead of like getting angry and then getting angrier and then getting angrier and then getting angrier, you just address it right whenever you feel it, and you work your way through that emotion until it's no longer there. And I also feel like a self-aware person, baby, I also feel like a self-aware person understands that they have values and that their values aren't going to match up with everybody else's, and that's okay. And in a society like ours, it's very hard to have strong values sometimes without feeling like you're not normal. And like, for example, a lot of people believe in the like sneaky link, the hookup, the one night stand culture, yada 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 yada. And there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it, because like, to each its own. But for me personally, I'm not the kind of person to just sleep with anybody. I really feel like I have to have a deep connection with you, and I feel like I have to trust you. You have to be loyal to me. Like, it just all kinds of factors that go into it. But those are my values, and I'm not going to let anybody change them. I see stuff on social media all the time about how normal it is, and I'm not saying it's not normal, but I'm not going to allow that to be my normal, because that's not who I am. I'm very self-aware, and I understand that it's okay to be different, and that's what's beautiful about me, what makes me unique. And like, I'm not saying other people don't have the same value, but I'm just not trying to be like majority of the people. Anyways, I also feel like a self-aware person, like another example is like things that a lot of people will consider corny, I don't consider corny. Sitting there and writing somebody a big paragraph about how I feel about them and how important they are to me and how much I love them, to me, that's normal. Some people will look at that and be like, that's corny. Like, why would you just sit there and just kiss their butt like that? But to me, it's not doing that. To me, it's just showing somebody how much I appreciate them and valuing and nurturing our friendship, our relationship. Mamas. And things like that are important to me. And just because society would consider it corny, I'm not. That's not corny. That's beautiful. And I feel like a very self-aware person is unapologetically themselves. And I know sometimes it's hard not to get into your ego, and sometimes it's hard not to listen to society and not to feel weird for being different. But you just have to remember, like, you being different is what makes you beautiful. You being different is what makes you very self-aware. And a self-aware person is very easy to connect with. Whenever you're self-aware, that means you connect with yourself. Whenever you're able to connect with yourself, you love yourself, you respect yourself, you care about yourself, others are going to love, respect, and care about you too. And you're also going to teach others how to love and care and respect themselves. They see you doing you and just doing it unapologetically. It's so much easier for them to do the same thing because they see you do it all the time. And whenever you have friendships with people, your friendships are more likely to last longer because they're real friendships. Some people have friendships and they're based off of egos. sometimes relationships and friendships really do start off of egos. Somebody will see somebody on Instagram and be like, oh my God, she is so pretty. So the guy will start talking to the girl, and he's coming at her at a way that's not really him, just because he wants to get that pretty girl. And he doesn't even know much about her, and he's so ready to commit to her because of her beauty that, like, whenever they actually get together, that the relationship is always based off of egos. She's constantly trying to be beautiful and pretty to him, and he's constantly just trying to be that nigga. And they're never really connecting. They never actually form an actual friendship before they get into a relationship, and never actually value each other for their, like, each other's goofiness or the way the other person loves. They don't value each other for the way the person communicates, the way the person talks. Like, it's the relationship is solely based off of egos. Say hi, mama. Say hi. And so that's why I think it's super important to be self-aware. So whenever you do come across somebody, you're able to, like, you know that person likes you. Like, whenever you're self-aware, you're able to tell whenever somebody really likes you for your personality, or whenever they like you because of how you make them feel based off of how you look, or they like you because they feel like that nigga whenever they're with other people. I love you. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I kind of lost track of what I was saying. But basically, it's just important to be very self-aware, because whenever you're very self-aware, other people will, like, be attracted to you for you and only you. And, like, of course there's going to be some people that come across you and, like, just like you because you're pretty, or just like you because of their ego, but you'll be able to spot that immediately. And that's another thing. A self-aware person is able to tell whenever somebody's intentions are pure or not pure. For example, like, you could tell one of your friends that your goal is to move out, or that your goal is to start your own business, or that your goal is to like, you could just have any goal, really. And your friend will be like, well, why would you do that? Because it's going to take so much time to do this, or it's going to cost too much money. And, like, in a way, it's talking you down. But you're self-aware enough to know that, like, don't listen to that advice. Do not listen to that advice. And you're also self-aware enough, like, you also have enough self-awareness to know whether or not that person's intentions are pure, or if they're just doing it without realizing it. Because sometimes people will talk you out of your dreams and your goals because they don't believe in themselves. It's something that they would be too scared to do, so they feed you that kind of negativity without even realizing it. But their intentions aren't to hurt you. Their intentions aren't to kill your dreams. They don't even realize they're doing that. But you understand enough to know that they're not doing it on purpose. And sometimes they will be doing it on purpose, and you'll also understand that too. But sometimes people just do that because they're scared of their own goals. But your self-awareness will be able to immediately spot it. And you'll be able to tell myself, like, okay, they're feeding me this, they're telling me this, and I know that they're just saying it because they think that's what's best for me, but I know myself, and that's not best for me. So I'm not going to listen to the advice. Thank you for trying, though, right? Yeah. Anyways, that's really how I feel about self-awareness. And I feel like somebody who's not self-aware will have a lot of narcissistic tendencies. Did I say that word right? Narcissistic tendencies, yes. Like, for example, somebody who's not self-aware, it will be very hard for them to admit when they're wrong, because they're never able to look in the mirror and, like, be like, okay, this is me. And they just can never admit that they're wrong. I feel like a person who's not self-aware will always doubt you because they doubt themselves. And it's like, they don't even mean to do that. They're just not aware of themselves. Somebody who is not self-aware will always knock you down. Because how could they feed into you? How could they pour into you? How could they give you the best advice? How could they teach you how to be better when they can't even do that for themselves? They don't even know themselves. Whenever it comes to society, they're so quick to just do whatever society tells them is right. Whenever it comes to their ego, a person that is not self-aware is very much into their ego. They will post something just simply for the likes. And I'm like, don't get me wrong, everybody posts something and it's like, okay, hopefully I get a few likes on this clip. Yeah. But us, like, somebody who's not self-aware and is so much into their ego will, like, if they get like only a few likes on a picture, they'll start to think it's ugly. And it could be the bombest picture ever, but they're so into their ego and they need other people to feed into their ego in order for them to feel important, to feel valid. Don't be that person. You can be self-aware. You are so beautiful and you are so capable of understanding yourself and your own emotions and your own values that you should not allow yourself to fall into a place of being built off of solely your ego. Do not be that person. Nobody likes that person ever. They just pretend to like you. Everyone just pretends to like somebody like that. Yeah. So just be you. Like, being you is so beautiful. Being you is so unique. Some girls are so focused on male validation because it feeds their ego. Do not be that girl, because you're only going to come around guys who need somebody that also feeds their ego. Now you're just in an ego relationship, okay? Does that make sense? Yes. Being uniquely you will help you attract people who love you for you. If you're the type of person who reads books and likes to paint and likes to dance in the rain, you're going to attract people who actually like girls who read, paint, and dance in the rain. Now, if you pretend to like to do this and you pretend to like to do that and you pretend to be somebody you're not, you're going to attract people who like those girls that have none of your real qualities. Now, whenever you guys aren't ever connecting and you guys aren't actually, the relationship doesn't feel like it's real, you're going to wonder why. And it's because you didn't come into that relationship showing who you truly were. You came into that relationship seeking validation, and then you got it for a second, but then it went away because they seen who you really were. And now you don't understand why they don't give you that attention that they gave you in the beginning. It's because they weren't giving you that attention. They were giving who they thought you were that attention. They just thought you were somebody that you weren't, and that's why they were giving you attention. Now be you, and you'll attract people who actually love you for you. So that's really the importance of self-awareness. And it's not even always about being in relationships or having friendships, but I just think that friendships and relationships are part of life, and that there's all kinds of people on earth for a reason. If we were meant to be alone, there would only be one person on earth, and it would just be you. But we weren't meant to be alone. We're actually meant to build connections with people and have actual relationships. So that's why I think it's important to be self-aware and to build a connection with yourself first. Because after you build a connection with yourself first, and you love yourself first, and you respect yourself first, other people will love you and care about you and respect you that same way. And the people who don't, you won't even care, because you're so self-aware, you do not care about those who don't really care about you. Like, what does one opinion matter? There might be one person that doesn't like you, but there's so many people that will like you for you because you're simply you. And if people don't like you for you, then oh wow, but like I said, you will not care because you are self-aware. Anyways, that's all I have for today. This is Nevaeh's channel. Anyways, yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, and share it if you want to. And after this video, make sure this is the last video you watch, period, because you've probably been on YouTube scrolling way too much. And get off that phone, because you've probably been on social media, and you've probably been on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook and looking at all kinds of people's lives all day whenever they're not even the life that you're living. And yeah, you've probably just been overdoing it today. And if you haven't, good for you, but I'm sure you probably have, because social media is addicting. Anyways, bye. Have a good day.